Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, Women's Broadcast TV Network, and IT247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. And we have none other than the one another. Lynda, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I always let everybody introduce themselves. Go ahead.
I'm Lynda Evjen, and I am president of Nashville Women in Film and Television. And my background is I started out in the theater of all things. I have a PhD in drama, and but then I got into the film business as an actress, and I got on this board about 8 years ago, and became the president about 4 to 5 years ago. And it's really a wonderful organization. We have over 200 members, and they work in the industry in all levels of the industry, above the line and below the line, in jobs in the industry. And we try to bring opportunities to every one of our members for job opportunities, as well as knowledge based things in our speakers and our job boards that we have. And we're starting a new online magazine that will go out all over the world. And we hope to have that published by June the 15th. And we have a new TV channel called Flag TV that'll be broadcast through the Roku channels. And we're looking for content right now for that. And we have ongoing workshops during the COVID-19 thing. We've tried to keep something going at least 2 to 3 times a month that's relevant to our members. One of the fun things that we're going to do in June is June the 10th, we're going to have a cabaret night, and it'll be three of our members will be singing songs and entertaining us a little bit. But at the end of the end of May, excuse me, we have a workshop that will be like rebooting yourself, getting back started up into business. And that will be with a producer and a coach that are both members of our team. And then we just have ongoing things all the time. We have partnered with WIFT International, which is the Women in Film International, to do My at Home movie festival. And that's going on right now. And we're hoping to have submissions there, and that's through the Film Freeway. So that's kind of exciting. And we get new members every day. So that's a good thing.
I mean, that's really, really good. The fact that you can get new members every day, talk about that and why that's important. But also, you have a very interesting background working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation also. I mean, you got so many interesting things that's it's hard to go back to, but you didn't know I remember that, did you?
Well, I got involved over the years with fundraising, and if you ever raise some money for somebody, boy, they get your name and your number. And what you're referring to, Brian, is that I was one of the first chairs of Cattle Barons Ball for California. And there were a group of businesswomen, and Houston was doing the Cattle Barons Ball for the Cancer Society. And a group of us in San Jose, California, decided that we would go down and check it out and see what it was like. And so we went down, found out what they were doing, and came back and said, oh my God, we got to get a board together because we need some worker bees. We're working and we can't give the time and the energy. So we put together what we called a Grandview League, and that was a group of women that were from all walks of life, but they got together, and then we did the Cattle Barons Ball in San Jose, California. And the first year we raised about $1 million. And then the year that the second year when I did it with a woman named Zoe Alameda, who owns Alameda Family Mortuary, when we did that, we raised $1.6 million, and that's when Bill Gates was involved, and Ray Lane from Oracle. He had just left Oracle, and he and his wife were involved. And you know, that was a interesting time in Silicon Valley, because we were raising, you know, millions of dollars when with companies that, you know, some of the old money in San Jose said, I don't know if this is going to stay. And they knew they were right. It did not stay, but it was fun times. And but once you do something like that, when you raise over $1 million as a fundraiser, your name gets out there, and so you're asked to do all kinds of things. And that's kind of how I got kicked into things here in Nashville, is that my sister was very good friends with Lois Riggins Ezell, who was over at the Tennessee State Museum. And when we were coming from California to move to Nashville, my sister called and said, well, they're starting a new event called Sparkle and Twang, and it's going to honor the fashion industry, and they're going to honor Manuel. And so you have to chair it. And I thought, how can I chair anything in Nashville, because I don't know anybody? But I kind of pulled out some stops, and one of the cute stories out of that is that Tomcats, you know, the catering with the movie business, was doing the food, and I called a caterer that I knew who worked in the industry with boats and airplanes and all that. He was a, you know, well-known chef all over the world. And I called Alex and I said, Alex, will you work with Tomcats and take care of this? And so about a week later, he called me and he said, do you know, and this is 16 years ago, and he said, you know, Lynda, they want me to make macaroni and cheese. And and you know, somebody coming from California, they didn't eat macaroni and cheese, but boy, I said, well, do whatever they say. But we had fun, and that kind of got me out in there. And then how I got more connected in Nashville after that was I took on a job as a executive director of a charter school in Nashville. And they sent me down to the legislature, and they said, you have to repeal the Sunset Law. And I knew nobody, but I decided to take on that challenge. And there I met a woman named Nancy Russell, who was Senator Henry's right-hand person. Yeah. And Nancy was in the philanthropic world, and Nancy got me involved with TJ Martell's and with the Cancer Society and with all kinds of things. And then I started getting more acting jobs and more commercials and training video things. And then I joined Women in Film. So of Nashville. Now I had worked in Women in Film in California with in Santa Barbara and in Los Angeles. And, you know, of course I'm talking forever, but, you know, Jennifer O'Neill and I were in Rio Lobo together 100 years ago. And I had a little bit part. I was one of the townspeople, and Jennifer did not like the hat that they had put on me. And Jennifer walked over to me and she said, I know you don't know me, but I don't like the hat they put on you, so I want to take you into the costume shop. And I thought, well, this is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And of course, we were the same age, but to me, she was just so gorgeous. And so anyway, we went into the costume shop. She got me a new hat. And then she said, come on, you're going to eat in the commissary with us. So, you know, so all of a sudden I'm eating with John Wayne and with everybody. And we became fast friends. And now this past year, my daughter was married at Jennifer's farm. So that shows you a lifetime friendship, 45 years friendship. So, yeah, you know, and I just did a table read with Kathy Bates last year, and Kathy Bates and I go back a long, 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 long way.
I love Kathy. I adore her. She's always been great doing interviews. I love her.
Yeah, yeah. And so anyway, so, you know, it's, I've had a long, long history in film and in television and in theater and in fundraising and in life, you know. 50 years of marriage and two grown children, and I have a son who teaches theater and things like that at MTSU in Lansing, Michigan, and I have a PhD in the theater too, in theater arts, and but I was trained the old method, Stanislavski method, who Tina
Wow.
Gallo, who's got who's one of our members in Women in Film and was one of our honorees last year with the Alice Award, is teaching that method. And I'm really thrilled to see it, because it's like being a classical singer. You can sing anything. And it's the same thing with acting. If you're classically trained in acting, you can act anywhere. So Jessica just came on.
So I don't know if you remember Jessica. Jessica went to a lot of the panels and the workshops last year, and she saved our butt. She actually gave us a ride to one of our shows. So I always told her I was going to utilize her. So almost a year later, here she is. So Jessica, Lynda, meet Jessica. Remember?
Hi, Lynda. Good to see you again.
Good to
we
see
crossed
you.
paths besides the at the summit. About a couple of months later, I saw you again at it was a musical film audition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, where we did, one of the members wrote a musical, and we decided to do it as a reader's theater. And
Okay.
yeah, and that was real successful, actually. It number one, it was good for the actors to be able to do that, to do a live reader's theater. And number two, it gave her, as the writer and the director and the everything, it gave her an opportunity to see her work live and see where she needed to fix it and what she needed to do. And it was powerful and very well received, I think. And
Well, I'm glad that it went well. I know that it's also to have that experience, to be able to not only be an actor but also write in it, and then kind of see all the different sides. I think that really helps the authenticity of it, and like you said, makes you realize the things that, oh, I didn't think about that, on this side of the table. Now that I know what it's like to put it on its feet, and that's great.
Yeah.
I'm really glad
And
that it went well.
I think as a writer, I think sometimes you can't know your work until you see it done, sometimes. I think that's important.
Right.
So,
like a lot of thoughts, everything sounds really great in your head, and it may or may not look so great out in the real world.
Well, she's also a songwriter, this director, and so she put a lot of songs in it, and while they were great songs, it was almost too much, so she saw that it was too many songs, and that she had to fix that. But that was a good experience and something different. And again, from an acting viewpoint, to do readers theater is very difficult. And so I felt that it was a good exercise for the actors that we have in this community, because we have some pretty powerful actors in this community, and they needed that. It's good for them to have that experience,
Oh yeah. I was able to participate in a stage reading in New York City, and it was a really fun experience. It was just a little black box theater, and it was very basic. We just walked out there, and we may or may not have had some sort of casting prop or costume, But aside from that, and us in a stand in front of us with the script, that was all we had, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was also well received. So I'm glad that went well.
Yeah, and you've got to, if you have nothing there, you really have to depend on interacting with each other and bringing
Exactly.
the character to life without having props or without having the right hat.
Exactly.
So Lynda, with all the stuff that you were doing for Swift and with WIFT and then with the Alice Awards, Jessica, tell Lynda what you did and why you were there, because you Southern women, you hide all these accomplishments that you guys do, and I have to prod them out of you because it's very interesting. And again, it's an honor to know, because whenever I see Lynda dancing, I swore the other day, Jessica, next time I go and I see Lynda, we're dancing together, because Lynda makes me happy. She loves to get on the dance floor and dance. And then the fact that Jessica was there, I was happy that she wanted to go to every workshop and every panel. That made me happy, and that's what it's about. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, also, I'm just gonna chime in and say, next time you go dancing, I'll be there as well. I love to dance also, so may I join you?
Great.
And
great.
yeah, it was a really great experience. I had seen the notifications. I'm on several email lists, and that had popped up in one of the many emails that I received. And for whatever reason, I thought, I need to look into this. I need to see what this is about, because I'd never attended before. I didn't really know much about it. And so I bought the weekend package or whatever it was for the end of the week.
Uh-huh.
And just whatever was available, I printed out I'm that nerd that writes everything down. I mean, that whole page is covered in writing. It helps me remember, and also just I think it gives me a push if I actually write things down or print things out so I can see it, as opposed to just staring at it on a screen on my laptop or my phone. Yes. So I printed out the whole schedule, and I was making notes and circling and writing people's names down, and whoever I met that day, I wrote that down. And then if I saw them the next day, I wanted to say hi and make some sort of contact. So I'm thankful for that opportunity, and I'm so glad that I went. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be right here right now. So
well,
thank you.
We've done it 3 years now, and this will be the 4th year. And now we know what's important and what everybody wants to see and do and things like that. And we started the Alice Award last year. The year before, we had done the True Grit with Edie Hand, and we honored some women for True Grit for Edie's foundation. And then this year we decided to do the Alice Award, and it was really successful, and a successful banquet, I think. And using Alice de Blanchet to highlight as a filmmaker for the event was really powerful. And we had a lot of women that came that didn't know that much about her and didn't know much about the honorees either. So that was really good. And one of the moving things to me was Lisa Esparmer, who was the producer of all of Oprah's work, has received Emmys and all kinds of things. And here she gets this little award from us, and she cried. And I thought, oh my gosh, for somebody as powerful as her to be moved by what we're doing is really powerful. And last year, the Black Film Festival brought in the head of SAG-AFTRA from New York, and that was wonderful. And I got some time with him, and hopefully he'll come back to the Swift. And this year, I'm hoping that we can expand out to more and more Southern states. We've got more and more participation from the Southern states, from Arkansas, from Louisiana, from Alabama. And I think they'll all be, if we are able to do a physical live Swift again, I think that they will participate. And even if we don't, I think they'll be willing to have some of their members showcased or something like that, because they all have different things to bring to the table, you know, because every state has its own way of working and its own abilities to produce films or to produce theater. And we're hoping that they'll bring their expertise to the table to help everybody in their workshops and things like that. And Jessica, what workshops would you like to see? What would help you?
Oh, well, I know that because I'm such a musical person, I think it's interesting to see how music maybe is incorporated into, since it is a TV film thing, as opposed to just making it all about music and recording, more about how music is incorporated and used in music, how soundtracks come to be, what people look for, or is that what they do as a career, or is that just part of something that they also just happen to be part of music in movies? All the orchestrators, people that come up with the music and actually create music, as opposed to just pulling from the radio or whatever is popular. So I think a music in film might be an interesting.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, Lynda, let me interrupt
Yes.
you real quick. That's almost like the luncheon that you had with the 3 girls that were there. It was really good. And just to real quick, the reason why I love what they've created. I had no idea that they were putting the stuff on it and then working so hard. For me, it was emotional the last 2 seasons, 2 years to see that, because wow, they did such a great job. I'm still talking about it till this day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Lynda, my hat goes off to you, which is why I said I will always help them no matter where I am. I don't care where I am around the world. If I can get there, I'm going to go down there to help them. Because again, had I had not gone there, I would have never have done the shows out of there where we have 3.5 million views. So I'm indebted to them for the remainder of my life. That's how I look at it. And those awards, they were really emotional. We sat in the back, me, Katarina, and Terry. We loved it. You guys put on a great show. I was just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I have to thank Donna Caldwell, whose background is music, and Donna put together those panels for that luncheon with the music people, and we tried to get people that are working in the business who can talk about those things.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that goes on during FilmCom is that we also have ScoreCom and ScriptCom. And ScoreCom would be where you, Jessica, would like to hear, you know, some of that. And I'll tell you, it's funny, in this COVID-19 thing, I'm a Netflix junkie, and these Netflix original shows, some of their power is the music, you know, in them. Because I love the murder mystery things and everything, and so the na 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 na, you know, you're so drawn into it because of the powerful music that's involved in it, and so music is important to everything that we do. Really,
It's funny that you say that too about the murder mystery. Because I've been at home a lot with my parents, they love Perry Mason.
Yeah.
And so every day, you know, you hear da 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 da, and it's immediately you're a detective. You're someplace, you know, sneaking around. You got your hat on and your suit, and it's true. It takes you there immediately. You don't even have to see what the show is because the music dictates that for you.
Yes, sets it up. Yes, it really does. Well, and hopefully, and you know, we had that meeting yesterday with ScoreCom and with ScriptCom and with Andy with FilmCom, and we're all talking about trying to see how we're going to do the events in October. So hopefully we're all on board and can do it live and not have to do the virtual. But you know, this COVID thing has brought out a lot of creativity in people. I've noticed people are very creative with how they're coming up with innovative things, and people that you'd never think would ever do a live video or a live show, they're doing it. So
Exactly.
we'll get past it somehow, but anyway, Brian, what all are you going to bring to the table for this? We loved last year the flashing things that you had, and then
You mean my lights that I have in the back?
yeah. And then one year, you brought the glasses that had the figures on them and everything, the faces and all that. And that was great. In fact, I used her for 2 or 3 things. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Daryl and Lynda. Yes. I have more people coming. I have Lynda Steele out of Chicago. She's got 8 to 10 million followers. So she knows about that. She's a film lover. She owned her own 2 gyms in Chicago. So Lynda, if you imagine getting up in the Chicago weather and going to open your gym at 4:30 in the morning,
No.
Yeah, me either. But she did that. So she's one of those true grit women,
Yeah.
No, I have a couple of things. I want to get monster headphones on because I can get them to get me some things. That's what that phone call was when you came on. I was them because they changed their emails around. So I've got a bunch of great products, and then so Jessica's there. Jessica will be one of the first people, hopefully, if she's in town, that will come and get us, and we'll all be together because I want to put her on the panel with us also. So and then
that
by
would
the
be
time
great.
that is in, we'll have, and within the next 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll have another 2 million views.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So again, I couldn't have done this had I had not gone down there. Luckily, I picked Edie's film, The Last Ride in 2015 to put in the Hollywood Film Festival. But again, that's what to a lot of the stuff. So I got some good products, some good things. Slowly but surely, they're starting to send it to me. I have hand sanitizer coming from a woman who created it, and her name is Joni Rogers. She's been around for 30 years. She's out of Oklahoma. You probably know her. So I'm waiting for that to come. So that'll be stuff that I bring down there or send to Swift,
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So I think we can make it really big again this year, bigger and better. If we can all wait till probably about June to make final decisions about all of it, I think that's what we're going to have to do.
I think what will happen, Lynda, is that you'll be able, because you're working on it, you're seeing how things go. I think you're in a good position. You could be flexible. You could do 2 different things. And like I said, what you do, we'll be there to help support, because everybody's wanting to throw everything in the months of October, November, and even December. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that we're going to have to be creative. We're going to have a plan A and a plan B, and if we have to move it, we have to move it, But I think that everybody enjoys it. I think it's what Jessica said. She got so much out of it, and I think there's a lot of people that got a lot out of it and are looking forward to it every year, and it's the only real big thing that we do every year. But we did a few fun things. We did the Beat Keepers this year, which was a documentary made by a female drummer, and she did a documentary on all female drummers, and it's called
I need to talk to her. I need to see that film.
Yeah, and she did, and so we showed it at the Nashville Public Library, and we had female drummers from all over the world who came to talk. So that was kind of a special night. And we have the ability to show a documentary made about Whitney Houston's life that we're hoping to do, and I'd like to do it kind of in the same way, but we have to wait till everything's open to do that. But that, and I'm understanding from Lisa S. Pharma that we may get some of the Whitney Houston family to come.
Oh, wow.
So that would really be special if we could do that. Yeah. So little things in the haps, if we, in the wings, if we can ever open things up so we can do some of these things, because some of these things take us being there for it, Yeah.
Lynda, can you also talk about reaching out to the other states on SWIFT and WIFT.
Yes, yes. As a chapter of Women in Film, we belong to WIFT International. And WIFT International supports us by exposing our members, our membership to the world, because those members include international members. The president is from Sweden, and it includes Germany. I'm working with Italy and Norway, I think, on a PSA about abuse. And so we've been working on that. But the chapters, the U.S. chapters, we're going to probably down the line put together an alliance with some of the bigger chapters, like Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, some of the bigger chapters, and make this alliance so that we can do more and more for the memberships. And but Women in Film International is a wonderful organization that is encourages chapters to open, and encourages the sisterhood of helping each other when you open a chapter. So and we involve most of the southern chapters, which is WIFT Atlanta, WIFT Louisiana, WIFT Arkansas, WIFT Alabama, WIFT Birmingham, WIFT Dallas. You know, we go out to those southern states and try to get them to participate with us. And they too are chapters under Women in Film International, which is WIFTI, WIFT International. And but that's how that works. There is all kinds of groups, and you know, women's groups are women's groups, and sometimes there's a little friction with some of the things, but we're all in this together. And I think that you have to have an idea of helping each other. I think it goes back to what I talked about with Jennifer O'Neill. That was a lifetime friendship that we created over just a little tiny thing. But you don't know who you're going to influence or who you can help. And the more you help people, the more it brings to you. It's really true. And I really believe that. And the chapters, I think if the chapters all come together for SWIFT, there is a SWIFT in Europe that they call an organization that they do. And then Savannah calls itself SWIFT, Women in Film, Savannah. So, but I do think that these chapters are, most of them are small, anywhere from 35 to 75 members, and not as large as Nashville. Nashville has over 200, about 225 members. New York has probably, 4,000 members. LA has something like 1,200 members, and who knows what Atlanta's got. But with an alliance, everybody could keep their autonomy, and nobody's trying to tell anybody how to run anything, but we could come together as alliance and find things that are productive for all the organizations. Like, for instance, maybe gym memberships or something, or sponsors, nationwide sponsors that would sponsor like SWIFT, because it's all these alliance of chapters. So that's the kind of things that we want to and listen to the membership about what they want and what they need. And most of them want the workshops to know how to do, just like you said, how to do the music, how does that work? Or they want the job opportunities. Where are the job opportunities? And there's a chapter out of DC, and they have an executive director who she keeps something going every day, and they are full of things that have jobs available. And I try to put that out to everybody too. So the more we can do like that for each other, the better off we are. You know, Angela Van Sant, who's president of Arkansas, she married a man who is Squigmeyer on SpongeBob, and she has moved to Burbank, and beautiful downtown Burbank, where my husband was born. And anyway, she's a writer, and she right now is trying to pitch a lot of her series and stuff like that, and is getting some traction a little bit. And she'll be a great resource for all of the people that are trying to pitch their scripts and things like that, because she can, once she gets one nailed down, I think she'll be able to tell everybody how she did it and how to do it. And but she's a big proponent of this alliance and doing things that where we can help each other, you know.
Lynda, we got about 3 minutes. Give your website for what you were talking about.
Okay, our website is wiftnashville.org, and on that website is the SWIFT Summit. You can learn about that. We also have a Facebook page, Nashville Women in Film and Television, and we have a group page as well as a page, and all the information is there. The events are there that tell you which events are coming up, and we hope that you'll go to the website, once again, wiftnashville.org, and look up Swift Summit, and it'll tell you exactly the dates and what's going on.
And Jessica, I think you can hear me. I think your mic went off, I think, but hopefully we'll see.
I did. I muted it because I'm sitting outside per usual, and a torrential downpour just happened, and I didn't want it to be too loud.
But that's okay. We gotta have you up there, because Lynda, she and Sherry Nelson out of British Columbia, who wants to come down to Nashville. She's never been there. She's gonna come if we.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful.
They had a huge show where it was over 2,700 views and counting.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
So now Jessica's become a star.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
that's why she's got the door in the back, in case she gets a phone call, she could just run out right away. Huh, Jessica?
That's good. That's fun. That's fun.
Jessica, give your social media links and everything, and quickly what you do.
All right. Jessica Heim on Facebook, just my name, JESSICAHEIM, and also on Instagram is at Jessica Heim 7. And what do? I'm an entertainer. I sing, I act, I dance on occasion, and I'm hosting right now. And I'm all things entertainment, and however I can make someone happy. I think it's the typical story for most artists. We just want to make other people happy, but it's true. I wouldn't do it if I didn't mean it. So and I've got all the wheels turning, and I'm thinking about other, like you said, Lynda, people just have to get creative when you're at home and you don't have any other opportunity other than being online. You got to think of new stuff to do. So I've got my thoughts. They're turning. We'll see what comes up next.
Well, Jessica, let's you and me sing "You Are My Sunshine" to Brian. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Yeah. You take a key, and I'll join in. Yes.
Okay. You are my sunshine, only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much we love you. Please don't take our sunshine away.
Why, thank you.
Did it work?
Beautiful Southern women. This is why I like women from the South.
That's it.
Know what they come
Southern
with.
women. That's right. There
All
you
right.
go.
So, Lynda, give your website one more time and how people can reach out to support.
Yes, it's WIFT Nashville, WIF, like film, T, Nashville.org. And please look us up. Also, we're starting a new channel, TV channel on the Roku channel, and it's called Flag TV, which is Film Like a Girl. And we're looking for content. So if you've got a film you want to put on there, we'll put it on there. So look us up at wiftnashville.org.
And Jessica, I love your voice.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, I love your voice.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I love both of your voices too.
Well, listen, we're not going to tell my daughter, because my daughter's an opera singer and she knows I can't sing, but I can sing You Are My Sunshine a little bit.
I thought it sounded great.
So this is Brian Sebastian. It's been an honor to have Lynda on, obviously from, Lynda, where are you? You're in Nashville, Tennessee?
Yes. Well, I live in
Nashville.
Hendersonville, but our group is in Nashville.
And then Jessica, what are you, outside Franklin?
I am an hour away from Nashville, actually. Well, hour and a half. So I'm way out in the country. Hence the bad perception. So I make it work though.
Yeah, she does make it work. So it's an honor and pleasure to have both of you on. And I'm Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, WomenOnTV.tv, and iTube 247 out of Tennessee. And we will see you next week. Oh, and if you see someone without a smile, please give them, because we all need it.
Thank you. Bye.